Independence coming up towards State Highway 47, but it's a mile south of State Highway 47, and it's now along County Road 2290. 2290 is going to be the county road north-south of that area of circulation, and this could be a tornado on the ground. All indications from radar, it's a weaker tornado, not as strong, definitely not as strong as what we saw earlier, but that can still do damage, and you do have to be in your safe spot as this is approaching. So let's lapse it and kind of show you what it went to. All the bright colors, okay, where we were pegging 130 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear. Now let's take it back, Cassie. Is that 15 minutes? Can we go back to 30 and just take a look here and give folks an idea of where this has gone so you can see the track? It was moving to the east, and went boom, up to the north, and now it's all the way over here. It started over here, okay, and went up to the north and over, and may still be on the ground to the east of Sunset. That's north of Custer City, and then we had another area cover, broad area, damaging winds now to the east of Custer City, and that is going to be approaching Highway 54, and that's going to be north of Jeremy. Jeremy is looking at the base. Wow, look at Jeremy's shot.
Once again, guys, Custer City, Thomas, you guys still need to be in your tornado shelters. And Weatherford, you are still under the warning box here. So far, the stuff is staying north of us, but
through Weatherford. Go ahead and give us a quick update, Jeremy.
Yeah, Lacey, really, it's really quite an ominous sight to see this storm here off to my north and west. Take a look at the structure as we zoom in here. Right in there, I believe, is where that's wrapping around, and the wall cloud sits right back in here. If you're getting the image clear, you can see right where the wall cloud's sitting. I do not have a visual on the wall cloud. However, there are plenty of areas with step tags, things like that hanging under this. I'm really hoping to get a view of it here pretty quick, Lacey. Back to you.
He's actually on Highway 54, just outside the radio station, hovering north, looking at exactly what I'm looking at right now. I mean, this is one massive storm structure that you can see. It's probably one of the clearest views I've had of a storm this close to us. Once again, we do think the worst of it is going to stay north of Weatherford. However, this thing has been, kind of bubbling back and forth. So we still need to be in shelter in the Weatherford area, because this thing could make a southern track again and zoom in on us. But right now, the area that we're most concerned about is between Custer City and Thomas.
A lot of storm chasers.
North of Weatherford, okay?
We've been on the backside of this storm since we left Cheyenne.
Weatherford area,
now we're headed into Custer City. We did see some tornado damage just east of Butler off of Highway 33. We've been at 183 and 33 for the last 15-20 minutes because the 100-mile-an-hour winds come through.
Southern tip of Blaine County. It does include Greenfield. It does not include Watauga, but it includes Weatherford, Hydro, and especially Custer City and Thomas. That's where we're seeing the most rotation right now. Let's go back to Lacey on News 9.
East-west road, and eventually let's lapse it and see where this is headed. It's been moving kind of an easterly trek. Kind of an east-northeasterly trek, okay, coming up towards State Highway 54, and will likely go south of Thomas. We'll see, can lunge to the north, but this is Thomas. Let's just pull the screen down just a little bit, Cass. There we go, south of Thomas, and that's going to be going up to the northeast, and eventually may cross the highway to the east of Thomas. But that is a tornado warning that continues, and for folks in Thomas, it's too close to call, so please remain in your safe spot, the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. It's going to be maybe a bathroom or a closet, and a low, small room. Get there and just hunker down and let this pass on by. Right now, the tornado, if it's on the ground, will be south, and there's another area of circulation to your west, Thomas, that we're also concerned about, that is going to be coming up towards State Highway 47. Now, it's moving more to the north. So more to the north, it may go to the west of Thomas, but if you live between Sunset and Thomas on Highway 47, you've got to be in your safe spot. That is circulation that's left over from what was a very strong tornado just about 20 minutes ago. And when we get that video, I'll show it to you. of what that looked like as it was lifting to the east, and then eventually made a quick jog up to the north very quickly, and still could be on the ground. So let's zoom out and kind of give folks around the area an update on what this is doing. This is north of Weatherford. Look at that storm. It is in size. It is such a large storm. So down the line, we're watching for folks at Canton Lake, Canton, back to Hitchcock, Watonga, Greenfield, Geary, and then the southwest sides of the Oklahoma City Metro from Hinton to Lakiva to Binger. That's a severe storm that's weakening, not tornadic. The storm has had a history of producing some quarter-size hail, and it may have some nickel and dime-size hail coming into Lakiva, and that is making its trek into the West Metro. This may come in possibly to the west sides of Oklahoma City. I think it'll come up towards El Reno. We'll get a storm track on all this here in just a little bit. But this is the storm that produced the tornado, the very threatening tornado. May have been a life-threatening tornado for folks. Hopefully, we have not had any injuries out of this. We're checking, I know. But Val has an update. Val, give us an update.
Okay, you see that there's a tornado on the ground. It's not big, it's small.
Okay.
You see that in our shot right there?
See it, Val. Go ahead.
Okay. And that is looking northeast, looking straight northeast, probably very near the highway. Is it still there? Yep. The funnel is still there. I don't see the condensation all the way down like we did before. That almost looks like to me a weakening mezzo, just maybe a roping out tornado. Maybe it's the process of roping out. But you know what? As fast as this thing cranked up a while ago, good night. I don't think I've ever seen a storm go from not much to crazy in a sort of.
And he's in the Arapahoe area looking northeast towards Custer City and Thomas.
It was on the ground, the condensation fully all the way down, and this is going to be, we're making the turn right now towards Custer City, Highway 33, towards Thomas, and it would have been north of Highway 33, probably straight west of Thomas. I don't know, I'm just going to guess 7 or 8 miles straight west of Thomas. So I'm looking at it now and I don't see it, but there's definitely still rotation in that area. Back to you.
Okay, let me show you where Val
Okay,
is.
they're going to extend the tornado warning, okay? They're going to extend it into Blaine and Caddo County as well. Tornado 7 miles north of Weatherford, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Tennis ball size hail also in this storm. So it's in effect until at least 8:15, but it's northwestern Caddo, eastern Custer, and northwestern or southwestern Blaine County. And this storm is already produced several tornadoes going through the Thomas area right now.
We got tree damage here.
North of Weatherford and right south of Thomas by about 5 to 6 miles where the big inflow notch is. And you guys can just see it from the radio station here. Just looking out at the Tiger School. You can see this humongous wall cloud. I'm seeing another area extend just a little bit to my northwest. Looks like it's trying to get organized again. So once again, if you guys are just north of Weatherford, you need to stay in your tornado shelters right now because this thing looks like it's trying to do something again a lot closer to us. So
it's about roughly about where this rotation I've got it.
Right now is on the end of the storm, and as soon as our attention is wrapped around it with limited visibility, as it relates on this one of that circulation period.
Hey, Chris.
And now it's being up 17 towards very common, but then it's going to be called to bring north
heavy rain between Custer City and Thomas. It's some high wind.
Lacey, back to you.
Okay, great update there, Jeremy. I know you're looking right at it. Let's go back to link 1 to reflectivity and take a look here for folks at home of this storm. And you can see that circulation that is tightening up. There's the hook on the storm, and there's the inflow. You can see the hook becoming broader now. It's coming on in. As it does that, that storm can strengthen for sure, and the tornado and the circulation will be right here where Jeremy's looking. That is now actually lunged. It's lunged to the east. We've been talking about Faye. This may not be coming to town. This was a clue. It was looking to the north, and now it is directed to the east. It is going to the east, and if it stays at that path, you need to be paying attention for folks in Greenfield, folks in Erie, further down the line, okay? We'll see what it looks like by the time it gets there, but that is the current path with this storm. Tom is getting into position now, and let's take a look back on velocity. You can see with our live radar, that's what you're looking at, minute by minute, coming on across now. It's across Highway 54. We've lost that northern movement, that circulation weakened, and the new circulation now is going off towards the east. So let's zoom in if we can and take a look here. And this is going to be kind of broad. It's a little broad. I don't see any area at the moment that is extremely...
Just west of Thomas. Just west of Thomas.
A tornado warning for north central Caddo County in southwestern Oklahoma, northeastern Custer County in western Oklahoma, southwestern Blaine County in northwestern Oklahoma until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 8:11 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 6 miles north of Weatherford, moving east at 35 miles an hour. Expected hazards include tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. This is a radar-indicated threat rotation. The following effects are expected. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Hinton, Thomas, Idaho, Bridgeport, and Greenfield. This includes Interstate 40 between mile markers 92 and 102. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter, safe room or interior room on the roof of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors,
Get out of the damn rain.
or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris.
All right, guys, still very dangerous situation just north of Weatherford and all up to Thomas, Hydro, Hinton, even Bridgeport and Greenfield. This very large storm. And now the rain is coming down pretty good here at the radio station. But this is a large storm capable of producing a tornado at any time. The winds have been going crazy. And Weatherford, Jeremy's out on the whole road now, looking at this thing. But Mike Russ is out watching this thing just left me. Mike, you still with me? So tell me where you're on about this storm.
I'm going to be about 4 or 5 miles east right now. I mean, I'm due west on Arapahoe Road out here. And what I'm telling you, exactly what you were saying, when you were saying that you were worried about trying to look, seeing something interesting. I mean, it was right in front of me. And it was rotating left to right, very strong rotation. It got very tight. This is a still very serious storm. Here's when weather going to stay in the shelter. I don't trust this storm. I've got a ton of inflow on the back side of it. I mean, I've got guts right now, Todd. I don't know if you can see from the studio.
Yeah, you can see outside, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the grenades that keep being pulled up into the storm. So this is just it's still a very dangerous situation. And I'm not sure if there's not multiple areas of rotation in this. And I really think that one that you and I both were looking at just sprung up. I mean, it just sprung up out of nowhere. So, it's a very serious storm. Stay in the shelter. Be careful.
And they are blowing the sirens again, if I'm not imagining things. I think I can hear them outside. Mike says, yeah, they are again, so for sure. All right, Mike, well, hey, you be safe out there. Let us know if you see anything imminent. But once again, even though Weatherford officially out of the polygon, this lowering is happening just north of town, and the rotation is really picking up on radar right now. So you guys need to be in your tornado safe spot if you are in high grade.
There we go again.
Right side of the tornado that was coming through Custer County about, what was it, 45 minutes ago.
She's playing old video right now, so we'll let her do her thing. But once again, the big inflow notch on the sucker is just a little bit northeast of Weatherford and just due north of Hydro right now. But the winds have been incredible here at the radio station, and even though the cloud out to my west that I was looking at earlier has lifted a little more to the north, there's just another pretty ominous cloud just a little bit south of that one, kind of southwest of me right now, that I don't like the looks of right now. Just a long cloud that's got some feelings
There, you got your
that are kind
wash
of
your
shooting out
truck.
a little bit. So I'm watching that as well. It's not very often I get a view out my window of the storm like this.
That didn't clean the mud off the ash.
Power outages going on
Underneath the
in the Weatherford area right now too. So once again, the area of concern is a little bit more north of Weatherford right now. We got news director Mike Smith with some more information. What do you got, Mike?
Well, Todd, I don't know that I have any new information for you other than the fact that I do know that there is some
We got some
damage,
local
at least
flooding.
tree damage, maybe some structure damage in Custer County from this storm earlier when it was in the, I want to say the Arapahoe area, although most of the people I've been talking to are just now getting back into the area from weekend activities. So we're going to be a little bit delayed in getting some information, but once we get it, we'll get it to you here this evening. I just wanted to bring you up to date on that.
Yeah, the rotation is kind of showing an area right over Dead Woman's Crossing, just on the edge of town here. Let's go back to Lindsay Smith real quick.
It is flooding here at Thomas.
Intersections there where that circulation.
Downtown Thomas is flooding.
this storm's going to have a lot of circulation. The worst part is crossing the river right now. It appears that Greenfield is following the direct path of it. And right now we're just trying to assess damages in our area and just make sure we have something. So you can, I thought that. Hang on just a minute.
He's getting a radio call there. So once again, still watching this storm as a little bit on the northeast here, but right north of Hydro.
Flood.
Pretty intense circulation, guys. So this is a dangerous situation. Once again, just north of Hydro, heading on towards Greenfield.
It was clean.
And this was really as well.
Hey, Todd?
Yes, sir.
Are you still with me? Okay, hey, Todd, I'm going to go ahead and just let everybody in the Hydro area, anybody in the Hydro area and definitely north of Hydro, you need to go ahead and take your immediate tornado precautions. We're getting reports of a possible tornado, maybe in the area east of Dead Woman's Crossing. And not 100% sure, but we are getting reports of possible tornado in that area. So anyone west, north, and
Emergency alert. National Weather Service. Tornado warning in this area until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Take shelter now in a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Check media.
This thing is kind of dipping again to the southeast a little bit. Once again, more of the rotation it's kind of lifted northeast of Weatherford. So Weatherford, you're officially out of the warning polygon right now. But if you guys are still in your shelter in Weatherford, not a bad idea to stay in that for a little bit longer, just because of the way this thing has been going. But once again, tornado damage threat is considerable for portions of Custer, Caddo, and Blaine County. And the area we're most concerned about is just north of Hydro right now. Justin is sending me something, and Justin, if you can, if I can get you on the phone here, because you're on my cell phone right now, and so I'll try to get out, but he's sending me some pictures from this thing, trying to get into it. Tornado at Dead Woman's Crossing, so, okay, Rattler Road and Radar Park. With some power flashes, tornado at Dead Woman's Crossing right now. So you guys need to be in your tornado shelter right now. Hey Mike, can you take it for just a second? I get this here. So.
I sure can, Todd. And once again, you need to be in your tornado safe spot, especially if you are in the Weatherford area, north of Weatherford, and also around that Hydro area as well. East, north, and right in Hydro. Make sure you're in your tornado shelter at this time, as this has been a storm that's been moving slowly throughout western Oklahoma today. We know it's done some damage out west in Roger Mills County. Talked to Levi Blackketter a few moments ago. He's the emergency management director for Roger Mills County. We know of at least one barn that was destroyed, and he is still looking at other possible damage.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm just going to cut you off for a second because once again, tornado on the ground 1 mile south and east of Dead Woman's Crossing. Debris is in the air. Okay, so a tornado at Dead Woman's Crossing about a mile south and east. Debris is on the ground. So this is a dangerous situation. The folks kind of over in that area north and east of Weatherford, around the Hydro area. Most people know the Dead Woman's Crossing area. Tornado on the ground in that area right now. So stay in your tornado shelters. Once again, also if you're in Bridgeport, Greenfield, Geary, you guys need to be in your tornado shelters right now. Hydro, this is a very dangerous situation. Let's go back to News 9.
Easily developing here. This is going to be, wow, that is going to be definitely a tornado that is on the ground by all radar indications. Let's go to correlation coefficient. That could easily be 130 mile-an-hour winds
me and
Blaine County.
Coyote Willis
Okay,
right there.
not seeing the debris detector and lining up in the right spot. But let's go to shear rate and see what shear rate looks like. Because wow, that velocity just ramped up in one scan. You saw how fast the shear rate is maxed out. This is crossing the river. Crossing the river now in Blaine County, southern portions of Blaine County, and this is going to be making its way off to the east. Let's lapse that, Cassie, and see what this is doing. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, this is going to be crossing up and going to be going possibly south of Greenfield. Maybe south of Greenfield, between Greenfield and Geary. You have got to be in your safe spot now. You have got to be in your safe spot. Storm shelter, lowest level, center portion of the...
Okay, guys, we're going to go live to Mike, who's out watching the storm. What can you tell us?
Okay, we definitely have one on the south shore. Towards the Cleveland, that has continuously happening. So real hard. Does have damage. It's like 3 rings over the thing. The ball comes with the roof up pretty much down. We don't see a tunnel on the ground. With him, I don't want to caught up with that. That's getting bigger. That's going to be, it looks like it's still northwest of Hydro right now. So that is moving towards the northwest of Hydro. It's a big cluster. She's got a wind, she's got very much time, but she's verified.
All right.
We have a power fault on the north side of Weatherford out there on a road, around the road, has 3 limbs down on it. There's going to be damage. Please try to avoid the area. The guy's going to be, do the type on people, and I don't see any damage. I'm told, but there were power flashes out there, so, we want to make sure people are safe.
Okay, just had a report of an outbuilding destroyed on I-40, the south side of the highway at Hydro, part of that same complex. Mike confirming we've got damage at Raider Park. And Mike Smith, if you can get Mike Carlin on the phone, because I just got his voicemail a couple of minutes ago. Stuff is coming in fast and furious right now. So once again, we had a tornado out at Dead Woman's Crossing, and there appears to be a little bit of damage even out at Raider Park, at least from the winds, back part of that storm, but it's heading towards Greenfield and Bridgeport and Geary right now. Back to News 9.
Shot. Jeremy, looking at your shot, there's a lot of fast motion up to your north. What are you seeing looking out your window? He's on I-40 now, coming up towards Bridgeport. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm looking back probably about, not quite north, but I'm looking at it as trying to see if I can make out the wall cloud. There are some clouds hanging down, but I think right about that angle there, back behind that rain, there's probably a tornado on the ground. I'm trying to get a little bit further north, where I can get up and get back in there and take a look at it. I want to make sure that my roads are clear where I can get around. But there's just a ton of rain, and taking a big look at this, you can actually see here the inflow pulling in where it's wrapping around the wind. You can see it going right in there. And honestly, Lacey, I really can't see a whole lot. Just a ton of rain. Back to you.
Okay, Jeremy, thank you for that. Rain-wrapped tornado, it's so very dangerous. You're not going to see it. Let me take you back to velocity. We saw velocity kind of peg the meter there for just a minute, and then it looks a little more stretched out. So you could see right there, it started to really tighten up. We were getting more of those 100 to 80 towards it away mile-per-hour winds. It's a little more stretched out, but it's still tight, and this could very easily still be on the ground, and it's making a southeasterly trek at the moment. This thing could start looking to the north in the next scan. It really could, but this is making its trek down to the southeast now, and eventually this may go towards Geary, or it may go down towards Bridgeport, or in between the two, down towards the Cherokee Trading.
And that means on I-40 between the Hydro and Bridgeport exits. So you guys do not need to be on I-40 between Hydro and the Bridgeport exit. So don't go west of El Reno right now if you're on I-40, and do not go east of Weatherford on I-40. Do not go west of El Reno. Do not go east of Weatherford on I-40 right now.
Paying attention. Great job, Cassie, of course, to give folks this update. The Cherokee Trading Post at 8:54. That's 20 minutes or so. Let's see. Calumet at 9:02. This is coming into Concho at 9:14. Lake El Reno at 9:15. The El Reno Airport at 9:17. If it holds together, Lucky Star Casino by 9:18. And basically coming into downtown El Reno at 9:19 p.m. This storm has had a history of producing.
And Weatherford, it is past you now, so I'm going to give Weatherford the all clear now. Hydro, you guys stay in your safe spot. Bridgeport, stay in your safe spot. Greenfield, Gary, stay in your safe spot right now. Just had a report of another semi turned over at mile marker 89. That is just past the Hydro exit on I-40. So once again, this is what I'm talking about. You do not need to go west on I-40, west of Weatherford. You do not need to go, east of Weatherford. Do not go east of Weatherford on I-40. Don't go west of the Calumet exit or El Reno. Even if you're in El Reno, just stay tight. Don't go back west on I-40, and don't go east of Weatherford on I-40 right now, because this thing is crossing I-40 right now between Hydro and Bridgeport. Back to News 9.
Minutes, and now it is stretched out, but it could still be on the ground. If it is, it's not as large of a tornado as it was, but I'm telling you, this is a very serious storm that is headed towards Geary, and it's headed towards Bridgeport. Let's put back on velocity or radar reflectivity here, Cass, and let's see the hook. It's a little disorganized from what it was, not as pronounced. Hoping some of these showers being pulled into it kind of weaken things. It's not weaken it quick enough, I can tell you that. As it's headed towards Bridgeport. Jeremy Carter's going to have a shot of it here in just a minute. Wow, you can see the shot there, and that is from Jeremy Carter. Jeremy's near Bridgeport now, and that is his shot. We've showed you that same shot so many times of the circulation with this storm that you can see the layers of it coming up. There's Geary, there's Tom Pastrano as this thing makes its trek to the east. And I'm looking at Val's shot as well. Val is closing in behind it. So this is the storm. Let's turn on TLX and take a look at it. The hail core. Oh my goodness, the hail.
And once again, guys, if you're in Custer City, Thomas, Weatherford, you're good. The storm has passed you now, so if you've been listening in the shelters, I know a lot of people don't have power. I'm going to give you the all clear in Weatherford. I'm going to give you the all clear in Thomas, the all clear in Custer City, and Arapahoe, of course. But once again, from Hydro, north and east, you guys need to stay in your shelter. That's Hydro all the way up to Greenfield, east to Bridgeport and Hinton. You guys need to be in your shelters. It's a large tornado crossing I-40 just west of Hydro about 4 minutes ago, as a reporter we just saw.
Okay, Lacey, yeah, I can see everything's out of the rain right now. I don't see a tornado. I'm looking for any kind of circulation right now, and I don't see anything. But man, this is a monster storm right now. It's coming into Gary. It's probably going to produce a lot of hail, but gosh, it's been a long time since I've seen structure like this. It's absolutely incredible. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. So again, we had this tornado warning, and obviously you can see where Tom is. He's in Geary, and this particular tornado, if it is still on the ground, and again, if it is, it could be rain wrapped, and that just makes it that much more dangerous. But it is moving off to the east, and it's kind of picked up speed here over the past several minutes. It's moving at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So I'm going to zoom in. We're going to talk about exactly where this hook is and where the tornado would be if there was a tornado on the ground. You can see that definitely there is a little bit bit of a couplet. It's not as tight as some of the couplets we were seeing earlier today, but it's definitely there. Just kind of looking at shear rate, it's kind of pointing the strongest part of the storm. It's going to be just north and west of Bridgeport. And again, the storm is moving off to the east, and now just got an update, and it's still going to stay just more north of where Bridgeport is. But you can see that it's not a tight circulation by any means. That does not necessarily mean that the tornado is not on the ground. It very much could still be, but it would be more of a weaker tornado right now. So what I'm going to do is see how many miles it is from Geary, and so it's about 9 miles from where Tom is, and that's going to be in the town of Geary. So again, it's moving very quickly. So if you are in the town of Geary, I would go ahead and be in your safe spot right now. Going back to Next Live, I'm just going to put this in motion, kind of show you what this storm is doing. Again, it's been moving very quickly off to the east. I'm looking at our storm tracker shots, and they look very ominous, but we're not seeing any tornado on the ground right now, and that's very much a good thing. But we have to go ahead and take those tornado precautions, because this is, again, it's going to be very rain wrapped. There's going to be a lot of hail, and that's going to be dangerous on its own. We're talking about a lot of wind, a lot of hail, and we could still see up to, it was showing up to baseball size, so I'm going to put our bearing button on.
And once again, in addition to the tornado threat, the damaging winds are huge. Once again, winds around I-40 right now, possibility of 70 and 80 miles per hour. Do not go east of Hydro. Do not go west of El Reno on I-40, because this is still a very dangerous situation. We had confirmed reports of a tornado that crossed I-40 west of Hydro within the last 10 minutes. And once again, we're still showing the rotation kind of out west of Bridgeport right now, heading towards Geary. So still a very dangerous situation out here, and just the outflow from the storm is enough to cause some damage itself on I-40. As we told you, we have a semi that was overturned on I-40 at mile marker 89 due to this storm. That could have been caused by the tornado, that could have been caused by the winds as part of this complex of storms. So once again, we did have some preliminary reports of some damage out by Raider Park, kind of Arapahoe Road out that way, mainly tree limbs and stuff like that. Mike Smith is with us from the newsroom with more on the damage situation.
Yeah, not really damage there, Todd, as far as anything major out at Raider Park, just some tree limbs. So
Gotcha.
That's probably just from the high winds in the area. Talked to Trent Perkins here just a few moments ago. So
cool.
That brings you up to date on that, and I'm still continuing to check in with folks around, Custer County and western Oklahoma. So,
and if you would, Mike,
Yeah.
just because as I'm still tracking this
Yes.
thing, can you
Yeah.
kind of give us an update here in a few minutes next time on power outages? Because I know that CK Energy has power outages. We're out just down the road at my place.
yeah, they're out of my place too. Yeah, if you have a second,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
just
go
pull
ahead,
this
pull it
up here real quick, and
Yeah.
I can try to do that as quick as this thing will run and do its thing. So, outage map.
Once again, slowing right on top of Bridgeport right now, okay? Still some rotation there, heading towards that Cherokee on I-40 down the road. And once again, Geary, you guys need to stay in your tornado shelters, because this thing is really going to come